which one of these songs sounds better? Well, the second one sounded a lot better. But why is that? Would you believe me if I told you that the only difference between these two songs is the headphones that I used to mix the songs? That's right, I'm C-Threep and welcome to my review of the Audio-Technica ATH M50 headphones. I've had these Audio-Technica ATH M50 headphones for over a year now, and I gotta say I'm thoroughly impressed with them. I bought them primarily for mixing music. I don't have the money to buy studio monitors and set them up in their own room and make my own official home studio, so for me really the only route was to go with headphones. After hours of research I concluded that the ATH M50s were in my price range and they would do the best job. I don't know if you knew this, but most headphones are lying to you. Often when you're listening to a song in headphones, they're not giving you a very accurate representation of what the song actually sounds like. They're either boosting the bass like Beats by Dre or something, or they have a lot of treble and no bass response like most earbuds. That's why I got the ATH M50s. They don't boost the bass too much, they don't boost the treble too much, they don't dip down the mids too much. It's pretty equal across the board, which helps you mix your songs better. But instead of going on and on of how comfortable these are, or how great the bass response is, that's not really beneficial to you. But to help you get an understanding of what these headphones actually sound like without being able to listen to them yourself, I've decided to do a little experiment. I've recorded 2 songs. I'm going to mix both songs with the Audio-Technica M50s, and then I'll mix both songs with these earbud headphones and we'll take a listen to them all. I think we'll find that the mix that I make with the Audio-Technicas is going to sound a lot better in your headphones or your speakers than the mix that I make with these earbuds. The recordings are exactly the same. I'm going to be using the exact same effects. The difference will be the adjustments that I make to the tracks based on what I'm hearing in my headphones. So let's get mixing. I'm going to start out by mixing both songs with the Audio-Technica ATH M50s.
I must confess that I know why the
Alrighty, I've now finished the mix with the Audio-Technica ATH M50s. Time to reset all the effects to default so I can start from scratch for the earbud mix. Okay, so one of the things I'm noticing right off the bat is that I've got, on the drums for example, I've got this effect that I used last time I mixed the song. I only use it when I need to, and so I must have been hearing when I mixed it with the M50s last time, I must have been hearing kind of annoying range of frequencies in there and got rid of them. And this time around, like, I've applied a couple effects already and the drums sound fine according to what I can hear with these. It just goes to show that the M50s were revealing a lot more of the bad, crappy sounds in there when I mixed it last time. And another thing I'm noticing, a lot of the effects like compression and EQ aren't really like making much of a difference. Not as much as the M50s where I would make a little adjustment and notice the difference, even if it's just like a slight difference. But these I've got to do do a lot more extremes in order to hear a difference that the effect is making. Alright, so I'm done mixing both of the songs with my Audio-Technica ATH M50s and with the earbuds, and I'm now going to go listen to the songs in my car to see which mixes sounded better. Alright, so I've got the laptop in my car, hooked up to the auxiliary plug, and let's check out the songs. It's hot in here. Alright, so first I'm going to check out the earbud mix of song number 1.
I know we haven't known each other for very long, but I hope together at the dance we can be made stronger. I know you like this song, I must confess it.
Okay, sounded alright. Alright, let's listen to song number 1 that was mixed with the ATH M50s.
I know we haven't known each other for very long, but Together at the dance, we can be made stronger. I know you like this song, I must confess it. I know.
Alright, so that is good news. The ATH M50 mix was a lot more clear. The vocals cut through so much better, and I feel like the version that I mixed with the earbuds was just felt like a lot more muffled. Everything, all the instruments. The M50 mix was a little bit more bright sounding, and the vocals were totally cutting through. I could hear those. I could hear the guitars a little bit more crisp, and the bass sounded a lot more balanced. It wasn't like exploding like it kind of was in the earbud mix. So I'm very pleased with that.
I know we haven't known each other. I know we haven't known each other.
All right, so let's check out song number 2, the earbud mix of song number 2. It's pretty freaking hot in my car. All right, let's check out the Audio Technica ATH M50 mix for song number 2. That was all really great news. It sounded so much better. I mean, I knew it was gonna sound better. That's why I did this review, but I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous that it wasn't gonna be a noticeable difference. And I'm not kidding, it sounded, when I mixed it with the earbuds, it sounded pretty good in those earbuds. It really did. But to come out to the car and listen to it on a stereo system that I didn't use to mix the songs, it's, you know, a really unbiased, it's just really telling that the Audio Technicas are really fantastic for mixing music.